Hello, everybody. Stream SSJ4. My name is Dan. I'm same as yesterday. We're just picking up where we left off yesterday with our new player account. Day 2 on a brand new account. I did do a little bit after I got off stream the other day, or yesterday, I should say, in that I went back and played Melting Pot, which we played on the first day of stream on a Federation character. I did that 4 times with this new character. Okay, and I went ahead and got the 4-piece base set, the preeminent set. So obviously I played it 4 times. Here you can see got all the set going on for it. We have one Tetrion weapon equipped right now. Get a bonus to that for as long as we're going to use that for until we replace it with something else. We get 40% maximum shield capacity and 20% turn rate. Those are the 2 big ones. Other than that, another thing I did is I went and I did get the first 2 pieces of this set. I'm gonna go Disruptor build on this one, mostly because it's a new player account with only a single tune on it, and there are more mission rewards that reward Disruptor sets than anything else. Now, long term, this isn't gonna matter as much because as you get, reputation equipment available, there's gonna be lots of phaser and Tetrion and anti-proton beams that you can get from there, especially once you get them to tier 6. Which unlocks the additional energy types. So tier 1 through 5, there will be weapons and they won't be like phasers or disruptors or whatever. When you get to tier 6, they'll unlock alternate versions of those same weapons but with different energy types. Not every energy type for each item, but it will open up what options you have available a lot. Other than that, I did also get Nimbus Pirate Distress Call, which you get Wasteland episode, the last one, Installation 18. It's got a season here on the Romulan side. If you're not a Romulan character, you can still do these. These missions that take place on the Nimbus planet, but they're considered like an optional side mission. So that you'll see this mission. I think it's called Explore the Galaxy or something like that. That will unlock these, and that'll also unlock the Davidian missions that happen on Defura space station, and will also unlock additional missions that got the Cardassian struggle here with these Dominion Cardassian missions, basically Deep Space Nine stuff. They whittled this down during the updates, the game. So now you only have what 1, 2, 3, 4 missions in here. There's another 4 missions or so that they took out of this and made sort of like a side mission set that you can do. That's not. I guess they took the ones that weren't super relevant to the story and pulled those out, just to streamline it a bit. It'll let you play those. And as a Romulan character, I should be able to play these and the Davidian missions. But they go into available, and you have to find the mission that unlocks those extra missions. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it's certainly doable. So yeah, so what are we gonna do today? Well, we're gonna do Echoes of Light, which will get us our third piece, console piece of this set. I left one more run on this one to show this mission off, and then we're gonna kind of jump around, and we're gonna do some other missions uh, that give disruptor weapons, basically, or just other things we need as a new player. And probably the next one I'll do is going to New Frontiers. Down here is Brushfire. Get the 360-degree beam, disruptor beam. Get from this mission, and then we'll jump around again because it's not terribly interesting on stream, I'm sure, to watch. We do these missions. These ones that tend to give the good rewards tend to be fairly long, which I guess is good development-wise. If you're going to do a long mission, they should give you something good for it. And we'll probably jump over here. We'll probably do home to get the, even though we're not going to get worried about getting the Polaron beam set, that Polaron weapons and stuff. I do want to get the Swarm base summon. I think it's a lot better than one. The Nimbus one was just a quick grab that I did. And then we might do a couple of the new missions. Yeah, I've got Firewall and Redshift. Or I have both of those in here. One gives me a duty officer. I could use more duty officers right now, obviously, because I'm starting out. So a good duty officer, and the other one gives me a kit module. That's something I could definitely use. Look, I don't even have them all full. You might see that I have a couple more kit modules than yesterday. I just got those from mission rewards, or loot that enemies dropped when killed in Melting Pot, and that one I just bought at Earth stock. Better to have something in the slot than nothing. So we're gonna jump around and we're gonna do some missions, but first, go ahead and let these duty officers. There's not as many as there might be because got obviously a lot of them tied up in those 48-hour missions. I tend to like to start personal ones because a lot of these personal ones, if you can do them, they'll give you a little boost. Like right now, I have an assignment buff plus 25%, not percent, plus 25 starship weapon accuracy. As a result from doing one of these personal missions, they'll give you these little short-term buffs, and so better to have them than not, right? It's a weird situation to be. New player problems. Nice, Darkfall, playing your Starfleet tune, huh? Yeah, it's probably good as a new player. I recommend the Federation side just because more activity, more engagement, more players are playing it. Obviously going to be more popular when there's a lot more factions that are in the Federation. I'd say probably, certainly more than half of my tunes on all my other accounts are Federation. And I've got a bunch of KDF, but it's definitely not 50-50.
My dear friend Camarga, just think about how much I can help. I try not to think about you at all, Mardrin.
Greetings, my...
We said our ship is ready for our maiden...
This isn't over. Believe me, the next deal we make will be on my terms.
We've arrived on...
I actually like this mission a lot, even though it is long. I feel like this mission is kind of cool because
Readings coming in now.
you're taking Lucari and you're like, basically you're like, oh look, we're gonna show you what it's like to, you know,
simple orbiting debris
basically
either.
do Star Trek Federation stuff and explore and, you know, investigate life forms and
Cosmozoic.
planets and investigate all these different things. And it kind of really fits in with just the general narrative feeling of the shows, you know what I mean? Where it's not all about
We've
combat,
adjusted our power. An excellent...
which is something that, obviously because this is a game,
Data's coming in.
it's much more heavily combat focused than most of the TV shows. I mean, obviously in Deep Space Nine, there's the big wars going on or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like Star Trek at war. But even so, like, even when they're at war, if you look at, you know, about half of the episodes, even while they're at war, tend not to be related to the war, or at least not directly related to it, you know what I mean? They tend to be
We're
more
getting close-up readings from all of the
exploration and,
creatures.
you know, diplomacy and...
They're treating us like one of their own. They're trying to talk to us with their radio waves. That was...
And I'm gonna skip as much of the dialogue and the cutscenes, just like I usually do. Obviously, if I was playing through the whole story, especially from the beginning, I would want to see all this stuff because
There are signs
it's
that-
good, most of it, and it, you know, lets you know what's going on in the game. But
There's some kind-
since I'm streaming it, since I'm playing things multiple times, and also just to kind of not spoil stuff for other players if they want to play it, when it lets me skip it, which is
Sensors are
almost all the
reading us.
time, I'm going to.
This comet is most...
I'm also I think I'm flying a different ship than when I signed off stream last time. That's just because every 10 levels they give you another ship, and so when I hit the 10th, you know, the level 20 mark or whatever, I got a new ship. Whenever you get a new ship, you know, especially as a new player, if you're playing with a T6 ship that scales, obviously you can just play with that whole ship, you know, all the way until you get to high level, and then keep playing that ship, or, you know, switch them out and get other starship traits and things as you need, or if you want to try
Core
something
sample
different. But you're playing with the, you know, the ones they just give you, then you're definitely going to want to change ships every 10 levels when they give you a new one, because obviously you get more bridge officer abilities, get more console slots, more weapon slots, etc. It's going to be a serious disadvantage to stay on an older ship. You go up levels because the game's going to get harder, and you're going to be...
Holding the comet, it's like...
Oh no.
Planet is geothermal in nature. Its surface is partially molten.
Actually, this whole season that has to do with the Lucari and the Kentari, I really like it
rather warm down there.
as a Star Trek theme. I mean, this mission in particular, like I said, you're showing Kumarki, Lucari, you know, as they're, you know, just starting to leave their planet and make warp-capable ships and whatever. It's like, oh, this is what it's like to explore the galaxy.
There they are. Magnificent, aren't they?
And do tachyon build, huh? think there's only one mission that gives you Tachyon rewards, and that one is
The creatures are luminescent
or
ovoids? I'm not
Tetrion. I
sure
was
how to
thinking
describe
about
them.
weapons.
They remind me of an interesting.
Tachyon.
The color display must be a form of communication. I didn't realize that.
Like I said on my other accounts, like I said, I've got, Polaron builds, anti-proton builds.
Are you
If I had to
seeing
just pick
this?
one generic
Pick an-
beam
not if
type
you
to
know
be
how
my
to
favorite, I think I'd probably be very tempted to pick anti-proton. It's really cool looking. It's red with like black swirls wrapped around it. The default beam type.
Not sure.
And as far as an ability, having just a flat 20% crit severity boost is pretty good. Rather than these ones that have, most of them have like, oh, it's a 2 point, for
The
beam
walls
weapons,
of this
have, oh, it's a 2.5% chance to,
Look,
trigger.
there's some kind of
And you fired
large
a lot, so
structure
yeah, it
further
does
down the
happen,
canyon.
but knock one console offline or like
Look
Polaron,
at
like
the
drain
size of that
their
plaza.
power or whatever.
These people must have had quite a
Crit
developed culture.
Boost, on
Let's
top
take
of,
some readings up there.
all the modifiers for rarity is a straight win. And there's some other cool specialty anti-protons like Delphic and
These murals depict people.
whatnot. Herald.
This mural depicts. The crystals depict the. We could. Yes, it would.
And I'm sorry if the sound isn't as good on this episode, but I'm using a different microphone. My other mic
These
just
artifacts
wasn't
were
working, and I
used
wanted to
with
go ahead and get on
opposable
stream
thumbs
right
and
away, and I didn't
indicate
want to
a
take any
likely
time to
handspan
troubleshoot it.
of 22 centimeters. Based
the
on
pillars
these
look like
footprints,
they're
these people
glitching
had
again.
a stride that places them at about.
Like flashing. I don't know why they did that. The
1.6
first
meters
time I
on
ran through this
average.
mission, they were perfectly fine.
The wear patterns here show us that people leaned against here frequently. Yes.
And worked the way they
This
were
was a
supposed to,
meeting
and
and
then when I
gathering
ran through
area.
it the second time to get the second piece of equipment,
Enhancers online. The
it was
signal
bugged.
is strong and
Yeah, they're
clear.
kind of flickering out of the corner there, like when I ran past. You'll see when I go to turn them, they'll
Two down,
just show
two
the
to
wrong
go.
thing, and you can only see what's on the pillar while it's turning. And then once it locks into place, it'll just jump back to the whatever
That's
the
3.
previous
One
thing
more
was,
and we'll be ready.
which makes it kind of hard to do them. But it's doable. It's a bug I can work around. I probably
That's
could
the last one. All enhancers online and
fiddle
standing
with
by.
the in-game graphic settings.
All right. The enhancers should give us
And
a
it would
pretty good
probably-
image range. Your tricorder can then.
Fix it. Maybe I could turn off like lighting 2.0 temporarily or something. When you're doing this, I recommend you just draw a little, 1, 2, 3, 4, like in a
Note that
square
the
pattern
alien is using the pillars in a specific
when you see the order that the alien does them in. I mean, it's not too much to remember, but it doesn't hurt to have something to reference because
They're making the
after it
murals
happens,
match
you're,
up on each pillar.
not going to have it to go back to. Now I know which one's 1, 2, 3, and 4. The door will open. Very Indian. Come on, hurry up, walk over there.
Looks like some.
This is like super obvious. You rotate them to match the top. Okay, so this time it's doing
Can you
sort
hear
of a,
that? That's the first pillar.
see what I
placed.
mean? Like, that's not right, but it clicked into place. So something weird is doing some weird graphically. Like I said, the first time I did it, It worked. The middle one I saw when it was moving that it was the right one.
That's 2 pillars
Yeah.
set into place.
That's the right one.
Three pillars are locked in now. Am I? Those people in the picture, they don't look like the others. Could it be?
Look like.
I think the panel on the wall here can be pushed to open something. Those inner doors across from the panel are opening. According to my tricorder, we've reached ground doubtful.
An image of the past.
You're a trespass.
Another thing that's kind of interesting is the missions I'm doing for the good rewards all seem to be the ones that happen to be at like the fleet holdings. You know, I did the colony ones. You get the preeminent set. Take place on the colony map. That's a fleet holding. Now I'm doing the ones that are at K13, which is another fleet holding. If you don't know what a fleet holding is, it's once you join a fleet, there's various facilities that you upgrade, and they each sell different things. So this is the one, obviously, since it's lost in time from TOS days, that sells, you know, TOS things, TOS bridge officers, TOS kit modules, TOS bridge officer abilities, etc. Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing this one a 4th time to get that Nausicaan ground weapon. I don't like to use it as a main weapon, but I don't mind putting it on one of the bridge officers. It's kind of nice how it's got that hold ability. Disruptor, it's like a disruptor net thing.
Chief, and trying my patience is going to cost you dearly.
Yes, yes, Ferengi. Bark, bark, bark.
crime is trespassing.
Ooh. Dual phaser pistols is a decent weapon.
I see.
I like
Took
dual
out-
pistols. A lot like the like, you know, the machine gun, like the assault weapon gun or whatever it is. Has a regular fire, then it has like a spray fire mode. And the dual pistols looks cool.
Not my engine. Those cost me more latinum than you're worth. Double hazard pay to whoever takes that ship down. Ah, get out of here. Maximum warp.
That was quite indeed.
It seems our Lucari friends are fast learners when it comes to space exploration. I will be following their progress with great interest.
Yeah, this
News of
Nausicaan
the
energy
Zenkethi protomatter
lance.
weapon is most
Nausicaan
troubling,
energy
however.
is the
I
secondary
do not
fire
relish
mode.
the
It, like,
idea of a hostile
traps
species
them in a
with the ability
DOT,
to render a planet
like,
devoid
disruptor
of
net.
life in a moment.
Even that's cool. Like, you know, if you're not doing a disruptor build, and you do this mission, you can get that instead. And now I could easily, you know, do a bit of, I don't know if I'd call it cheating, because it's things I do, you know, help new players out all the time sometimes, is I could fire up a second copy. That's one nice thing about Star Trek Online, is if you run the executable for the game launcher, for the client launcher, not when you launch it under Arc, obviously, or under Steam, because it'll say like, oh look, you run the game already. But if you can launch I just create a shortcut to the executable. Even if you download it in Steam, it doesn't matter. And the launcher is the one that does the updates and stuff anyway. of the client when the new updates and stuff come out, so it won't affect any of that. But yeah, you can actually open up 2 copies of this game, especially easy if you have 2 monitors. You can play your, both games at once on the same computer, especially this game because it's not resource intensive. And you can play your other character.
Republic intelligence has learned that
I
Martok...
could log into my main account and I could, one thing I could do that would immediately boost all my characters is, for one thing, I could manufacture nice purple versions, and what I would do is I would just make them Mark II versions of the engineering kit modules that I want to use, all the basic ones that you can make. So I would make, Seeker, the turret, the mortar, and whatever I want for my other 2. And then I would go ahead and apply Phoenix upgrades, which would upgrade several levels worth of upgrade and potentially rarity along the way. And I would upgrade these, and then I would make weapons, like maybe I make split beam plasma rifles for all my guys, but they would all be purple. You know what I mean? Like I would make some stuff like that, and like for my ship, you know what I mean? Like I could go ahead and make, like a whole set of disruptors or whatever. And then I could also give my character a bunch of EC. Like not everything obviously is transferable, like player to player. Like I couldn't give myself directly dilithium. I couldn't give myself directly Phoenix prize pack things because those are locked to the account. But I could, there's lots of things that I could make, and even if I gave my character a bunch of EC, like say I gave my character 10 million EC, I could go into the exchange and I could buy holographic bridge officers and all sorts of stuff. So I mean, if I was not trying to do this like exclusively, it's like, oh, how does it play if you play it starting with absolutely nothing and nobody even to help you? That's what I would do. And I've done this with new players, even when I've been helping them out. You know what I mean? Like a new player's like, hey, like I can't beat this mission. I'm like, hey, well, do you want some help? Like I'll play through the game with you, like for the evening or whatever. A lot of times I'll give them, a bunch of EC and a bunch of, unlocked stuff, things you could sell. Maybe I'll give them, a couple holographic bridge officers, and I'll make them, a whole set of start out, load out gear and kit modules and stuff, and I'll be like, oh, here you go, like this'll help, help you, and then I'll play with them, obviously. The game does scale based off the number of players, I think, when you're playing cooperatively. Seems like it does make it harder. And don't quote me on that. I can't remember exactly if it does that, but it feels like it does. And then I always usually have them be like party leader, scale to their level. Because even though it scales down my like damage numbers on my weapons and things like that, a lot of this stuff it just can't scale. So like, okay, I scale down to like, it'll show in little parentheses up here, like next to your rank, like, oh, you're 65, and then in parentheses or something, it'll say like, that you're playing at like, level 25 or whatever it is, that you're matching the other person's level.
Metreon gas has a 4-kilometer blast radius.
It doesn't like take away my abilities that I have, or even limit like my bridge officer slots or anything like that. So it's like, even though it's scaling the damage back on my stuff, I'll still be a lot more powerful than them. Because like, say, they'll be like where I'm at right now, where I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bridge officer abilities because of the seats on my ship right now. And I'll have 15 bridge officer abilities and reputation abilities, and I'll be able to summon all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? So, and I'll have like full kit loadouts, and my bridge officers will be fully like kitted out. So that's the other thing, is when you're playing cooperatively, is you get to pick whose bridge officers to use. So, you know, like, you beam down to a planet, right? Normally it's like you and your 4 bridge officers. I mean, it depends. Sometimes it's fewer, but most common is you and then 4 of your bridge officers. Well, obviously, one, you know, when you're playing with real people, one person takes up a slot. Then you have 3 other bridge officers
I
that you can bring.
serve my time.
You don't have to split those evenly. So, like, I can bring all my bridge officers who have better traits and better gear and stuff. And it doesn't matter because they don't get experience or anything based off of that. Another thing I did yesterday while I was playing by myself is I went ahead and I got the training modules, or training manuals, I should say, some of the bridge officer
Martok's
abilities.
wife wanted to leave this mission, but House Torn knows her
From her
face.
space dock, you know, just go to the store and buy them. You know, they're just the regular ones. I didn't get any like special ones out of lock boxes or ones that have that. But I went ahead and switched. Like, I
No
had fire
sign
at
of
will, and I was
incoming
like, no, I'd
ships.
rather have beam
We still
overload.
have the element
Rather do
of
more
surprise.
damage to a single target than, you know, randomly fire at multiple targets. Then I also switched my tactical. Really, were the only ones I did were my tactical officers ones. I switched the first skill, which was heavy torpedo, since I already had torpedo spread 3 for my 3rd ability that was unlocked on the ship anyway. I switched that for a tactical team, and you see I've got it up here. Even though it does give me a little boost to damage, that's not mainly what I use it for. Mainly I use it up here with this is my row where I'm doing my shield stuff. This is my hull heals, even though the singularity ability also does both. I mean, I have to put it somewhere. So I put it on the whole one just because I had fewer in that one. But I use it up here because it does the automatic shield, which facing thing, it will automatically move. So like if I do it, it'll automatically move it to the shield that's damaged the most. Usually you're getting just hit on one side. But rather than having to click on the little arrow thing or use the arrow keys on the keyboard, you can just use this. And a lot of times I'll have 2 tactical bridge officers assigned in the ship,
Soon.
and I'll
Soon,
use
Martok.
their ensign ability, you know, their first slot ability. I'll use them both on tactical teams if I have 2 of those here. You know, on 2 different bridge officers, I can pretty much just keep it active all the time and not have to worry about that. So it's basically then it's always putting, you know, the replenishing the shield side that's getting depleted. It's just one less thing you have to worry about, so that you can focus more on spamming these buttons and healing yourself and doing all the other things that you obviously need to be doing.
Is under attack. Target's shield has failed.
If you're wondering why they're going from red to blue, they're using a confuse ability. That's what a confuse ability does. One of those ones that like confuses the enemy so that they don't know that you are the enemy, basically. That's how that shows up, is as your enemy's turning blue. The space fight at the end of this mission is pretty epic and hard. You're fighting the Sona guys, which are the ones from the
Oh! I'm
I guess
picking
it's
up a sonar
first
transmission
Genji
from near the planet.
movie.
Patrol 3 hasn't reported in.
I think
Investigate
it's the
it
one that
once.
had where like Captain Kirk
We
shows
can
up. You know, it's
probably
got
ignore
Picard
them. By the time they report, we'll be on the planet.
and you know, he meets up with Captain Kirk. You know, was hit by some kind of like space lightning. We'll just call it, while he was on a planet or whatever, and it like transported him. It's like I guess they thought he was vaporized, like he
Time,
just disappeared.
yes.
He turns up on a planet, you know what I mean? Like talks to Picard about what's going on. they were the ones, there was like the planet that Data was on, and they thought Data went crazy or whatever, but he was actually like trying to stop the Federation
The
from like,
maximum security area lies
stealing all
ahead.
the
Follow my lead, and we will
stuff on the
infiltrate
planet
the
that keeps
cell
the
block
people
where they
young.
are holding
It turns out they were like, oh, the Prime Directive
Remember,
doesn't apply to
you
them,
are
so we should
prisoners.
just screw them.
Stay
because
within the red lines. Obey all commands.
even
and
though they're
do not
living
engage
primitively, they
guards
actually
until
know
I
about
give
all
you
this
the signal.
technology and stuff. They were helping like another race that had developed the technology to steal all their anti-aging stuff that was like basically kind of obsessed with like plastic surgery type stuff and was
See
like
all
stretching
those
their
turrets?
faces and all this
If
stuff.
you step out of
to
line,
try
they
to
are prepared to remind you of your
stay,
place.
young forever. And turns out, oh, they were from that planet before, but they left because they didn't want to stay on the planet and be peaceful. They wanted to go out and whatnot.
5 more lifers!
That's where they're from. But you
What
end up
did
fighting
you
them,
idiots do
and you end up
to
fighting
earn such
some
dishonor?
Klingons, and you end up fighting.
Not my concern.
I think Zenkethi
My
too.
concern is to bring
Like
them
all at
here
once.
now.
Each one of them has like a flagship. The Sona flagship's
Fair
got like
enough.
these huge like sails.
I have
that
plenty
come
of
out
time
and
to
stuff.
find out. Go straight ahead to process.
Like every one of the
What a
every one of them have,
miserable
like, a
bunch of
capital,
backtog! Get
ship.
these convicts out of my
They
sight!
like capital ships, so the Zenkethi have their their big capital ship. You fight it multiple times in the game. Those big capital
Watch
ships.
for patrols.
You can
We
get
may
all
need
those
to
ships
fight
yourself.
them on the way out.
I think they're all lockbox ships. Once again, like now they've made a way for anybody to get a
Prisoners to the
lockbox
back
ship
wall
without
for
even
processing!
you don't even have to purchase them with EC on the exchange from somebody else that got them out of a lockbox. You can
I don't see anything about
do the
5 new
annual thing and
prisoners.
get them.
Not my concern. Shall I tell Torg that you are not ready to receive them?
That won't be necessary. We'll process them. Sign here.
Yeah, the tactical kit modules are one of the things that I find. The kit modules is the big difference between the classes. Early on, the ground kit modules.
Patience. We're
I
out
don't
processing
particularly like
them
the
now.
tactical ones because the early on tactical, like say you got the motion accelerator. I mean,
You take these convicts
they're
to
all
the
just
cells
basically
and
like,
be quick about it.
Buffs.
Quick.
Other than, or
Right.
they got the grenades, I guess. They're okay. But when you get to the
Move along,
reputation,
convicts. Don't make me
rep-
ask you again.
reps unlock, you can get the kit modules. The ones I like better are they're like wrist mount. There's like a wrist mounted photon torpedo, and then
Move
there's
along, convicts.
another
Don't make me
wrist mounted
ask you
torpedo. I
again.
can't remember if it's like Chronoton or Transphasic or whatever, but
Torg is
Another one of
allied with the Zenkethi.
another one of the types has
There is
another
no
wrist fired
end to his
basically
dishonor.
ship photon torpedo, but like a mini one for your wrist.
Martok defeated many
I like those a lot better
Zenkethi
than the
in
grenades.
close combat. It is why they call him the Butcher.
And of course, you can, with any of them, you can use universal kit modules, which more and more tends to be, I'd say where I tend to land, I tend to end up using fewer and fewer of the class-specific
new.
ones,
What of it?
and more of the
Well,
universal
put
ones.
those convicts in
Which
their
is why,
place,
like, I've got,
and we can get some
I
blood
think
wine
Redshift.
after our shifts.
Current Exocomp kit reward.
Give me a
Yeah,
reason
see, it
to
gives me
break
Exocomp
you.
kit module. That's universal.
We have lots of time to play.
It's one of the newest missions, not the newest ones in this season, but in this series, this season. Not the one in this particular release, so it's not one of the most recent two, but it's still in that vein of. Might be something to think about
Marta,
to get yourself a good kit
We've
module.
come for you.
Another thing I can do to get a kit module, though it
There is no escape
the more generic specific one, is there's a
answer for your
Delta
crime.
mission that I may do on this stream. The one that gives you the gives you an epic duty officer, gives you the EMH, emergency medical hologram duty officer. That's an epic one. There's only a few like epic duty officers in the game. Usually the highest level that the duty officers get to is purple.
For the Empire.
So obviously having, the golden one is really good. Because that increases your chance of getting any rewards, I guess, for one.
Good.
It
If I'm
increases
to,
your
there's another here.
completion
There's
chance.
nothing on.
You'll successfully complete the mission. But it also increases the chance you'll get a critical. And so even if you don't like this particular ground or space ability that those epic ones have, they're still great for sending on duty officer missions. I'll take all of those I can get.
There he is, across the way.
One of them you get is
Marta, this warrior you speak of.
Gamma
is a
recruit
Templar.
reward, having the Dominion
What of it?
recruit. So when that comes
The
back
war is
along,
over,
I get that one.
and
Though
he has
usually,
earned my respect.
I usually do end up using that one because it goes in a ground slot. Yes, that's right. It goes in one of your ground duty officer slots, your active ground slots.
We have work to do.
But even though it goes in
I
active
stand
ground,
ready
it
to
increases
fight.
like
Who's this?
all your space damage
This
by
is
like
Rodek,
2% or 5%
son of
or something.
Nagra.
They have locked down
Those charms.
Yes, they have locked us in. Oh.
Towards office. We use the.
Alert. Jailbreak in progress. Security protocol red.
I turned the turrets on outside the door, now it's like blowing up the shot by their own turrets.
Jailbreak! Open fire! Now!
Yes. To stand. To fight. To be Klingon.
What are those alarms? Venom, why aren't you reporting in?
A Romulan Republic force, Pla. If you're Romulan, you should say Jolan Chu, right?
Towards office. The most
I'm
recent.
saying Kapla because I'm doing a Klingon mission.
Jailbreak in progress. Lethal force is authorized.
This will hurt Torg. At least until I kill him.
It's him! The Butcher of Zinka 3! Kill him!
I love that effect that when you kill somebody with a critical in this game, they like disintegrates them rather than just killing them.
Jailbreak in progress. Lethal force is authorized.
Main security.
Yeah, the auto mod's pretty good. It even knows Klingon swear words, huh? Like, what the heck?
That should take them a while to repair.
Must have
Security
probably
is
triggered
down.
something in a non-English language. And I
you
don't
hear
mean
those
Klingon.
explosions?
Probably, probably triggered some slur, some abbreviation, some weird slang in, you know, who knows, Korean or something.
The Butcher still lives? Unacceptable! Bring me his head, now! Witness the strength of a true Jem'Hadar!
There's a shirt for that in the Summer store and the Ryza store.
I should have known not to trust you!
I have to say, I like the winter event more than the summer event. I mean, the winter event it's kind of irritating that there's like 6 different currencies, like all those different ornament types or whatever. But it's like the Ryza one is like so much more of a pain in the butt to get those Lohanat favors or whatever, the Ryza currency ones. I wish they had a TFO like they do in the winter, you know, for the winter event they've got that TFO. I mean, yeah, you have to have one of those, you know, winter like candy cane and you know, caramel or, you know, whatever, like weapons or whatever to do
All
it.
enemies
But
of the
I mean,
Empire will
there's a
fall.
TFO you can do that gives you a bunch of rewards, and you know, yeah, I used to have like a 30-minute cooldown, but if you had multiple characters, you could just zip right on through. You just keep rotating characters and do it. I don't want to buy any, but I'm just saying, you know, they're just more of a pain to get. You have to like actually go and do the like things on the Ryzian map. You know, you got to go around and do them. They're, you know, other than, you know, maybe like the dance party or whatever when that's going on. You know, like they can just be a bit of a pain.
Keep moving.
I don't like grinding them. It's like, even though they changed the event to where you can do like any one of the things in the event to like get daily credit, I still just do the old default ones because I find that they're the easiest. You know what I mean? So I do like fastest on the ice or whatever in the winter one, and then in the Rising one I do the one where you fly through the rings on the floater.
On my enemies.
So I do every year have to, you know, scroll through my tunes, you know, and look in their banks or in their inventories or whatever, and see like which one of my tunes has a floater.
Victory is live!
I just wish they had an easier way to grind out the Rising ones like they do the winter ones, just for the you know, like the kit modules
Time to
and stuff,
evacuate.
you know.
We
They do have some good kit
elevator's
modules in the
offline.
Rising ones, like, you
How
know, the
will we
lava stuff and
escape?
things.
We will use a grappling device to reach the rooftop. Once we're out, we will deactivate
The winter ones I always
shield
feel like I'm inundated with. Like, I'll have so many that they'll be taking up, you know, I'll have like at least 2 stacks worth. I mean, not 2
This is
full stacks,
highly
but I'll have more, you know,
unorthodox.
1 full stack and then an additional
Yes,
stack,
an
you know,
audacious
each one of the
plan,
different types of ornaments
worthy
in my
of a
account
true
bank,
Klingon warrior.
on each of my accounts.
I told Lady Sorella that I would bring you home, Marta. I intend to honor that promise.
This game is like this mission is like just a combat slugfest. You got like this huge big fight up here that seems to go on forever. As soon as we finish this one, then we gotta go in space and do the enormous space fleet battle.
I see they've sent a pack of filthy Karoots to fight us. Good. I can use the exercise.
Now I know why Jem'Hadar wish to meet Klingons when they cross the anomaly.
Fight on! Send them all to Grathor!
You fight well, Alliance.
Enemy forces are larger than we expected. The battlefield.
Butcher! This ends here. Now! No trial, no mercy. Only your death.
Many have tried to kill me and failed to get me. Come and add your name to the list.
Psychic damage detected.
I will take Martok with me to the... The enemy is near. We are...
There is no... The blood of my heir is on your blade, Torg. It will be avenged. If your blood is as thin and weak as his, it will barely stain my blade.
Bold words for a cowardly traitor. Say them to my face, if you have the spine.
Hostile. We are still close friends with the Dominion. You would be wise not to anger them.
What do you know, Dominion? Other than the taste of their boots on your lips.
Reinforcements are here.
Try not to die. We have much to discuss.
Sorella, you honor me, my wife. Let us darken the stars with the blood of our enemies.
I'm not dead yet, Butcher, but you will be, and soon. One, Zeromata has killed Tor in battle. The child we. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Hey, Butcher! I will have my vengeance!
Yeah, I hate the Sona. Hated Space Patrol. Stupid. Keep regenerating. Either the last dreadnought left in this fight. So I saved him for last. Already took care of the Klingons and Kepi. always save them for last.
I am in your debt.
Right.
It is.
At least they're only in this one mission.
Klingon political intrigues are seldom boring in my experience.
Congratulations, Sub-Commander.
I don't know, what do you call a Cardassian in charge of a sailing ship? Yes. The Gold Ducat, huh?
Empersa, the homeworld of the Founders, is under attack by the Hurk. This is our darkest hour. If Empersa falls, the Dominion will come to an end. I'm asking you to join in the defense efforts as soon as you can. If you'll excuse me.
Are you familiar with Voyager's emergency medical hologram?
No, I've never seen Star Trek Voyager.
Pleased to meet you. We've been
Excellent. Your ship has more powerful sensors than my shuttle.
tomorrow the KDF recruit event and the new Klingon event for the Torchbearer armor EVC. An all-star round set basically. Wish they would always put like Batless with those sets. I mean, how many people actually use the Batless in game for, you know, other than maybe like fleet Batless competitions or something, you know?
Hold your fire. I am Gorm, leader of the Vaadwaur.
Two other choices. I mean, well, you get the KDF recruit, obviously that starts tomorrow, but the new event, play any of the 6 TFOs that involve Klingons, you know, so like the Discovery ones or the earlier ones. Then the event rewards are, unless they made another post since the news, was you get the Torchbearer armor, the Torchbearer EV suit, Torchbearer costume, and a Torchbearer Batleth. Does the armor supposedly summons KDF warriors and increases sprint speed, which
Greetings.
is great. I love increased sprint
that
speed.
That is understandable.
And the
Do you have
well,
a
the
location?
Batleth, I guess, while it is a Batleth,
well,
it's
did you find
it's
a
supposedly
suitable
it's like
location?
shoots fire like beyond. So
I'm
you hit,
contacting the
like you
close-
swing it at somebody and you get a Batleth swing and then like a fire blast, I guess, which like shoots past it. So I guess technically, I guess you could use it for some ranged. Yes, it is an event campaign. 3 weeks, so it's 2 weeks to get the reward, but you can all 3 weeks, if you do it all 3 weeks, every day will contribute to the event progress to get the annual reward of either a two
Imagine
T6 ship
using a
coupons for the
medical
Soap
emergency
Door,
as a
or a
trap.
lockbox T6 ship,
The Vaadwaur have no
or
shame.
1500 low-buy, which is
I
enough to
don't
buy a
trust
low-buy
Gaul.
ship, or
He betrayed us on Vaadwaur Prime. He'll do
several
it again.
low-buy set weapons or ground weapons, or whatever you want. So yes, it is part of the annual event, the 2023 event.
It's good to see you again, so...
I like the event. I think I did it the first year. I didn't do it on any of my accounts last year because I still had the coupons from the first year. I just got the store coupons because I prefer to have account unlocks.
Do you remember Shift?
I do have a few lockbox ships. I mean, I didn't get them from lockboxes. I bought them from the exchange or whatnot. But I don't ever do lockboxes unless they just give me free. But yeah, I just wish they would make them account unlocks. Because having a ship that's like, oh, it's only on this one character, that's just so limiting. So that means, oh, okay, so only one character gets the console, only one character gets the trait. Like, even if I don't want to use that ship on all my characters.
There can be no peace. Do not. The Vaadwaur have endured too much to make peace.
One of the only non-skippable scenes in the game.
Expect us to forget the destruction of our cities, the massacres of our people?
The food's almost ready.
I wish they'd go
What would
back
you
and make
all
some
like
of
for
these
your main
unskippable
course?
cutscenes. Few random ones that are annoying
You
throughout
need
the game,
to
like the one in this
understand
mission.
even the smallest fraction of
One
our
in the Solanae
anger.
Dyson Sphere, when the guy's just like talking about the Dyson Sphere. And oh yeah, of course the
He's dead.
Romulus one for the new Romulan homeworld. I mean, every character gets it, but the one for the new
Does
Romulan
that
homeworld
make you angry,
it's the
Talaxian?
big ground area,
No,
that has the
it makes me sad for Jolex.
Tholians underground and all
for
that
you.
stuff.
Then
But
we are
irritating
not
to those big long
done.
ones that are just like 100% unskippable. Yeah, that new Romulus cutscene is pretty rough. Whenever they come up, I usually just switch to like another window. I like just like watch a YouTube video on my other monitor or something, you know what I mean? In this game, unless you change the default settings or whatever, you know, whenever you switch away, like the window goes mute and the frame rate drops. It's not really taking that much resources.
No.
I remember I used to like grind this mission like repeatedly just to get tons of duty officers. That was early on. Then I started doing the, you know, the Kabali one. Back when it used to give better rewards than it does now. I don't know if they changed the RNG on it. I don't remember, but it seems like last time I did it, I was like, gosh, you know, this used to be so much better. But I would just grind that real quick. That was a great way to make EC in the game. Was to just do the Kabali mission. The first time you do it, you know, it gives you that one specific like purple Kabali duty officer, and every other time it just gives you a random one. So I would just like speed run it, you know what I mean? I'd go and talk to the general, and then like, you know, take the warp pad, go out there and do it, and there'd be, you know, other people running around doing it too. So of course, the more people that were there doing it, the easier it would be. Obviously, you have more people. But yeah, you know, you just do it, and you get a bunch of duty officers. I just get like stacks of, you know, like a stack of 10 or so before I started opening them. And I just sit there and open a whole bunch. You end up with a lot of good purple duty officers that you could sell for, you know, a couple 100,000 EC a piece or whatever. That was like a great way to quickly build up, you know,
but they may be
EC.
What about the people in the storage room?
Yeah, you can still do it. I just think, I mean, maybe I was just really unlucky or something, but it seems like the last time I tried to do it, they didn't, but it's like I didn't get any purple duty officers or something. Like I only got like, you know, whites and greens and a couple of blues or something. But yeah, I used to love to do that. Like I said, because you could grind it out, and you get the good ones. You know, the ones
should check
that,
to see if any of the Telexians
I mean, it's
survived.
random. So even if you get purple ones, they're not particularly valuable necessarily, but
Doctor,
you know, some
you
of
have
them
to
are.
save them.
Go on the
These are my
exchange
friends.
and you see, there'd be some that'd be 200, 500, you know, KEC, but they go for on the exchange.
They are
so I just
beyond
list
my
several
help
of those,
now, Neelix.
and the ones that weren't really worth anything, you can, you know, you can go to the duty officer recruitment.
Then we can still save the others. We have to get to the
like
shuttle in the
Starfleet
cargo
Academy.
bay.
I'd have to look at the account, one of my other accounts, to see, because I don't have it unlocked on this. But it's you know, if you go to the Kabali planet and you do the ground missions on the Kabali planet, they're broken up into sort of like, I think about like 4 acts. I mean, they each take place on like a sort of a different area of the map. That's kind of how I break them up. But yeah, it was the one that was like at the end of the end of like the 3rd section of that, so you don't have to go all the way to the end. But once you do them, you can replay them. You talk to the general, and he'll let you replay it. So you just would talk to the general, you'd run to that little teleporter, and you teleport to the base. It's the base on the Kabali. You know how as you're playing through, I don't know if you've done the Kabali ground missions, but as you're playing through the Kabali ground missions, you know how you get to these points where you get to kind of a base where there's a teleporter or whatever. It's the one that's inside of the cave, that's hidden behind like the hologram. So like when you first get to it, like a guy like walks out of the hologram and like waves to you to let you know like, hey, like this is a hologram, you can walk through this. And then you walk through and there's a teleporter in there, and you teleport back to the base. And the guy gives you the mission, and then you teleport like back to the base, and you just kind of go like out the hologram and around the corner. And you just it's the one where the Kabali are attacking.
More on the way.
And the
If I weren't a
Podwar,
hologram,
and
I'd be worried.
I think it's the one where they released that like bioweapon. like they released this green fog, and it just like instantly kills all the Kobali.
A large number of Vaadwaur are closing in. I'm afraid they may be too much for you to handle.
Kill the remaining, kill the Vaadwaur after that. And then you go back and you get a duty officer. Like I said, the first time you get a Kobali, purple Kobali officer.
Debt to you is repaid.
I can't remember what their ability is. But you get a purple Kobali officer that's like predetermined.
Here come the
Vaadwaur. Then like most of the ones where you get a bridge officer when you complete it, then in subsequent runs when you complete it, you just get like a bridge officer box. You know what I mean? And they stack up. And each one you open would give you a random bridge officer from your faction. You know what I mean? So
the Vaadwaur have been repelled.
Federation.
I would have words with you
bridge
before
officer,
you continue.
Depending on which faction, which side you're on.
Our help.
And then also, once again, on that side, you could, if you're just trying to grind EC, not worried about getting a bunch of good bridge officers for your account. I think it was the KDF bridge officers sold for much higher rates in the store than the Federation ones. I don't remember now, but I remember one side like had bridge officers that were a lot more expensive than the other side. Maybe I've got that backwards. I can't remember if it was the KDF ones that were worth more because less people were playing it, so supply was down, or if it's the Federation ones that were worth more because more people wanted them because there's more Federation players. But yeah, you could play whichever side would give you the most EC. You could literally run back and forth. I think like I could get 6 to like 10 of them an hour. And this was your things like your sprint speed and stuff. Obviously, like play a role because you're running there, and then you take the teleport and stuff, but you still there's still some walking and whatnot involved. So obviously I would use like the 2 rep traits. The boost your sprint speed, you know what I mean? And then as I got more endeavor points in place, one of the first things I always look for whenever I'm spending a perk point from the endeavor system is if there's a sprint speed one or a ship turn rate one. I pretty much always go with those first because I feel like they're just your best bang for your buck. Their damage boost, hit boost. Everything's good to one extent or another, but I always feel like sprint speed is good in this game. That's one thing I kind of like about the set that they're giving away, is that it says it increases sprint speed, which makes sense because they're giving you a bat'leth. So obviously sprint speed is real important if you're going to use a melee weapon. But I find it just makes the whole gameplay loop for wherever you're at much quicker if you can sprint. You know what I mean? So I really like any of the sprint ones, and then turn rate. That's obvious. Especially if you're not flying an escort type ship. If you can get your weapons on target, that's going to be a lot more effective, obviously, because of firing arcs. If you can get your firing arcs to where your weapons are firing, that's obviously much better than if they're not firing. If they're not firing, they're not doing anything. But yeah, the Kobali mission, like I said, first I was like, I was running this mission multiple times, the
Voyager is here.
Lots of duty officers.
To escape.
But obviously, you got that unskippable cutscene. It's a whole mission. and that's Kobali one because it's just sort of, you know, a mission piece. Like I said, it's part of like the second part, you know, like and the reason I say they're broken up that way is like not just because of the area, but I feel like there's like you get a mission, and it's like do these first 3 missions, and that's part 1, and then you get part 2, and it's like then do these 3 little you know, missions on the map, little like submissions. So I think it was part of the 3rd part. It's either part of the 3rd part if there's 4 parts, or if there's 4 parts, it was the last piece of the 2nd part. You definitely don't have to like move on because, like I said, you get to that hidden base, and there was a set of, you know, 3 more missions or whatever after that one. So I know you didn't have to go that far from where you finish it all the way off. Like I said, and it was good too because there'd be, you know, random people on the map that would be doing those missions too, like just to complete them. And so whenever you showed up and there was somebody else there, you're like, okay, great, because it didn't. Those missions on the Kobali planet, they don't seem to scale based off of the number of players because they're on the open world map. It's a, you know, a shared instance. It's not an instance. I mean, it is instance, but it's instance. Like Earth Space Dock or one of those places where it's like, you know, for every 20 people they give you a map or whatever. It's not instances and like just you and your party. And so especially if, you know, like say I was playing with like a new player and they needed some duty officers or something, like I'd be like, oh yeah, come, you know, if you've got this unlocked, like come and I'll do it with you, and we could just zoom through it. Like, so if you get somebody to do it with you, it goes twice as fast basically. Maybe not twice as fast. Let's say it goes 30% faster because you can kill the enemies that much faster.
Congratulations, Sub-Commander.
Okay, medical generator. That's not useless. Not too bad. I'm sure this is a better kit frame. I don't know. Endurance, health regen. Yeah, New Warfare does sound correct. If that's the one that it says the reward for it is like a, you know, a little lockbox looking, you know, type thing or whatever, like a little duty officer box like this one, but one that has a Kobali guy, then yeah, that's the one. They really need more of these gold duty officers in the game. I mean, there's really not that many. There's like this one, and there's like a couple that you got from like events. There's the one you get from the Jem'Hadar recruit. The Klingon recruit one, I don't even think is I don't think it's gold. I think it's like maybe it was the either purple or it's the dark purple, the very rare purple color. I didn't equip my 360 disruptor that I went to all the trouble to get. That's right. You get the console, and then you get your choice of the torpedo weapon. So actually, it's at least the first run. It's a better deal doing that mission because I forgot you get 2 pieces of the set. Could have put that on. It would have made that a lot better. Plus 2.5% critical, 15% accuracy, engine and shield, hit points, turn rate. That's a good console, especially if those are some good boosts at this level. Oh, and I got Atlas. Yeah, the Kabali Warfare Specialist. Yes, that's definitely the mission. We'll need to run that mission again anyway, so I should get a second.
Previously on Star Trek.
I arrived here.
I'm afraid
Then
we may be needing your solution to this problem soon, Doctor.
yes, since yours failed in a spectacular fashion.
Has it? Some might argue it succeeded.
At least I'm not having to do this mission 4 times, which if I was doing a Polaron build I might would do, so I could get the 3 pieces for the Polaron set, and then once more to get the
This is the Chimera. We're here to help.
Swarm. I
The
still think
CSS Steadfast stands ready to assist you as well.
the item that summons the swarm, I still think that's like about the best summon. I don't know that I have all of them, but I mean it's certainly better than Nimbus or Delta or even, you know, the beacon one from the event.
My ship won't last much longer. We need to deal with the swarm attacking it immediately.
Swarmers around, that's just not good.
Right shield failing. Rear shield failing. Target shield has failed. Hull integrity
done. It's as ready.
And
from what we've...
there's a...
Hey, now we'll switch from swarms of spaceships to swarms of Ratzuli hurt. As long as the combat scenes are in this mission, I think one of the most annoying things when you're doing it multiple times is then you have to run around and have like a billion conversations on Deep Space Nine with everybody that's like, you know, every character from Deep Space Nine basically. Everybody that's involved in the whole storyline. You have to like wrap it all up. Like, I sure wish they would have made that like its own separate like little like wrap-up mission instead of like part of this last mission that involves all these combat tasks and everything. It's like, you know how they have one of those intro missions to most of the seasons where it's like, I mean, it's a mission, but it's not really. It's not really a mission because you don't do anything. It's just like, go see, you know, Sarish Minna at like Deep Space Nine. She's like, hey, glad to meet you. I'm gonna give you more missions to do, like fighting Cardassians and stuff. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Or like when you have to go, you know, like to the Solanae Dyson Sphere, you know, like, or I mean, the Genola one, like those Delta Quadrant stuff. All those missions where it's like, hey, just go introduce yourself basically to like the quest giver. I wish they would have took like the ending of this where it's like, hey, just talk to like 10, 15 people. Hear them all tell you about like, boy, it sure is great we ended the war, and like, you know, how they're gonna live their lives from now on or whatever. Like, just would have preferred that they had like made that like a separate little like wrap up like story only based mission. After doing all this combat in space, and then I'm gonna go fight on their ship, and then I'm gonna do more combat in space, and then I'm gonna
we did it.
To the planet.
The Dreadnought.
I'll send.
Right.
Loris and I have all we need.
And do more combat and see some cutscenes and everything else. Do we really need to, after all that, go to Deep Space Nine and get a whole season wrap up?
We'll need to find their central computer core. Once
Especially
we're there,
when, like
I'll
I
begin
said,
the
you
override
know, the
process.
reward is, you know, other than what I want, which is the
enemy life signs ahead. Get ready to
waveform
fight. Proceed with caution.
Modulator or whatever it is, the thing that summons the hurt base. Basically the win button. If I was going for the whole Polaron set that they've got, they've got the Polaron energy-based torpedo. They've got the morphogenic turret or whatever, the one that like it's technically a turret, I guess it's technically a cannon, but it has special firing abilities when you use beam overload or beam fire at will, so you can, it's kind of like a 360 beam and a turret in one, because it has special firing modes for both cannon and beam skills, and then the console that goes with them. Like if I was doing those, and then I would still want the summon item on that account. I was like, gosh, I'd have to do it 4 times. Contrast that versus they should at least give you like 2 of those, you know what I mean? Like first time you do it, like, oh, just give you the, you know, waveform beacon, phase form, waveform, or whatever beacon thing for the swarm. Like give you that one free, and then let you pick one of the other, you know, the 3 set items or something. Just like they did with that that mission I just did, that Klingon one with Martog or whatever, to rescue Martog out of the prison or whatever. And it's like, oh, like I forgot that I get like, not only do I get to pick between the like the transphasic torpedo that's in the set and the 360-degree disruptor beam, but it also gives me the console and a bat'leth. So I get 3 items and then I get to pick, but I want my 4th item to be, you know what I mean? It's like, especially with this mission, because it doesn't even make sense. Like, I get it with the ones that came out, like, you know, now how they do it, where they come out with, you know, a couple of missions in the season at a time. Like a couple missions in a TFO, so that you don't have to wait, you know, for the whole season. But with Victory is Life, they did the whole, you know what I mean? They did the whole season. They gave you the whole season and the Dominion faction and the Gamma Recruit. They gave you all that stuff all at once. So there wasn't really any reason to be like, hey, do this one mission like a bunch of times, because they already gave you like what 7 missions or something to do. So it wasn't like they needed to like stall for content. I think there's other missions that have maybe I'm wrong, but I thought there was other like missions that had multiple rewards where you might want more than one. Even if maybe they weren't even sets, but ones where you might want both items. Tired of waiting for my...
Excellent work.
Yeah, get to work, Dr. Bashir. This is going to take long enough already.
This one goes here, that one goes there!
I was saving time by inverting the feed now instead of later.
Doctor, I thought you were supposed to be Starfleet's best and brightest.
I wouldn't even be in Starfleet anymore if it weren't for this Herc nonsense.
We're running out of time, Doctor.
Perhaps you know a faster way to translate Herc language and reverse engineer their technology. Almost ready here.
That Herc fleet is about to attack our position.
quite a fix there, Odo.
Brilliant observation, Quark. What do you want?
Forgive my brother, Odo. We're here to help.
The Ferengi cavalry? I thought I'd seen everything.
Oh, the best is yet to come, Odo.
Whom do we seek? Careless! How do we find him?
It's worse than we thought.
We'll meet you there.
Don't stop!
We won't last long out in the open like this.
Odo to Kira. We're fortifying our position near the Great Link.
I'm picking up Founder. Understood. We're on our way.
Glory! I died as I lived!
You made it.
Please tell me you have more Jem'Hadar coming to help.
The call's been sent, but they may not arrive in time.
Do what we can with what we have, then.
As always, until the end.
I'm not sure I like the way you said that, Odo.
Nerys, if we don't make it...
No, now is not the time for this discussion.
Look around. There may not be a better time.
You're right. And I understand what you did.
You do? Then you know how sorry I am for everything.
Yes. And I forgive you.
I know. I feel the same. It's...
I believe... There was nothing I could do.
He didn't even... I suppose...
And here... Thank you for coming to visit.
We'll...
Oh, wait.
Welcome back. Did you take a hit? That's more like it. Not much to... Who do you think you're talking? Can I get you something? Interesting. I wouldn't keep...
Thank. Oh, I believe our. Things up in
the. Oh. The future of the Dominion is uncertain for the first time in many years. Without...
Congratulations, Sub-Commander.
when you first beamed down here, oh, I wasn't so sure about you. But after what you did to Hassan, yeah, you have some skills. So, some Reman escaped with... You want information?
We know that attacks from the Iconian forces are imminent. Their gateway technology means that distance has little meaning for them. Once the war begins in earnest, we will be racing to cover too much territory with too few ships. But we cannot fail. To fight a war, we first need a plan. Admiral Quinn has requested your presence at a briefing on Earth space dock.
The war continues, and all of...
Upgradable disruptor beam. Level 30.
Welcome, and thank you for coming. We've gathered here the finest commanders from Starfleet, the Klingon Defense Force, and the Romulan Republic. We may have been enemies in the past. Now, we must fight as one.
may be tough, but I should be at least
Warning.
do some
Ship
kind of
is under
damage to their
attack.
shields or something. Do a little radar right without a cannon. All right.
Herald ships on an intercept course. All ships, defend the starbase. I've never seen anything like these Herald ships before. There's too many of them. Begin evacuation procedures. Ships on sensors. Deploying reinforcements.
Starting my run from the station.
They're cutting through our shields. They're using gateways to get inside the defense perimeter. There's no stopping them.
Herald closing in. Evasive maneuvers.
attempts. This isn't going to end well.
We've taken some damage. We can get far enough away for the warp.
A gateway has opened inside the station. They're boarding us. Security teams, report to Deck 6.
We lost the port to south. I can't.
Target shields have failed.
We're losing shuttles. Scout the perimeter before the next wave.
There are too many of them. We can't... All of the civilian... Welcome to the war. Nice flying. Now hurry up. We've got a war to win. Great work on those scouts. Now, take out the ships headed your way.
Target shields have failed.
Keep it up. Great work. Just one more group between you and the planet. Give them hell.
Target shields have failed.
You're close, but the fighting on the ground is getting worse. They need you down there. The situation has become...
Thank you.
heralds are on their way. We can take a defensive position in the ruins. Sensors indicate Herald forces inbound to this position. We must hold here. The ruins are secure. Next, we must clear the path ahead. We hold the paths. There is a camp near the power station. There will be reinforcements there.
I think we can.
Watch out! Gateway opening to the east. There's a gateway opening to the north. There's a gateway opening to the north. There's a gateway opening to the north. Watch out! Gateway opening to the east. Watch out! Gateway opening to the east. There's a gateway opening to the north. We have retaken the ruins.
The ruins!
What it's doing when it's actually doing this loading. I mean, like downloading, you see a little downloading part at the top, but right now it's there goes patching some files. That means it's downloading. Other than that, it's like, what was it doing? Because it's not like my hard drive was running. Like, what is it loading from where to where?
New Romulus is reporting heavy casualties. What happened down there? Sensors are picking up some unusual power emanations from the surface. Be careful.
Your presence defiles this sacred space. Heralds, to aid, destroy these insects.
I'm a little busy here. Acknowledged. Wouldn't want to miss the party.
The icon. Greetings, my child. Hope.
Enemy target on sensor. Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power. Enemy targets on sensor. Personal shield losing power. Shield losing power. Flanking damage detected. Enemy targets on sensor.
We're in orbit, and we're not alone. They are not kidding around. More Herald ships on an intercept course.
Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
ships. These guys just won't give up.
Target's shields have failed. Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have
The
failed.
fleet is 1 minute out. Keep fighting. Just a little longer. The Heralds are sending reinforcements. Watch your back.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
More Heralds! Oh, I thought the Borg had a lot of ships. And the cavalry arrives just in the nick of time. Let's show these Heralds what we can do.
Target's shields have failed. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
We'll hold the Herald forces here. Alpha Team, engage that Dreadnought before it can power up its weapons.
Target's shields have failed. Warning, ship is under attack.
Today is a dark day for the Alliance.
The war continues.
Congratulations.
And all of our warriors.
Congratulations.
All right. 30 ships. Well, it's a Federation. This is how it actually tapped in. Also, get a choice of captain's ship. Finally get Intrepid class from Voyager. Or Defiant. Whatever the Enterprise is.
Senior Tactical Officer. Alright.
I feel so ignored.
ship.
garbage. Or whatever.
I feel so ignored.
That I think call it a day. Got to the next rank up, the next ship. Filled in a bunch of our slots with good mission rewards that we'll trade for free. Forward. Haven't seen anything in the news about a patch notes for tomorrow before the new event starts. Probably won't stream tomorrow. I assume they're gonna do a patch and it'll probably drop right in the when I would normally. What's the point if I get kicked out of the game? So I probably won't tomorrow, but back Friday stream. Pretty much for sure. And if there isn't an update tomorrow, I might. Depends on how exhausted I am from work. If I do, it'll be around the same time as I did today, which is generally around 9 a.m. Eastern time. 2 p.m. Eastern time, and in Pacific, obviously. Nine or 10. See how it goes tomorrow. Probably what I'm gonna do though is I'm thinking about I will go ahead and focus a little bit less on gear. Not entirely, because I do want the duty officer from this first mission and the kit module from the second mission, but done these, but I haven't done the next 4 missions that have come out in the 2 updates, kind of when I stepped away from the game, because I wanted to build up a little bit of more content to do, see where it was going. So I might just go ahead and do everything so far. Well, and I'll also be going ahead and the Klingon event will be active starting tomorrow. If I do stream tomorrow, when the Klingon event is active, I will create a Klingon recruit and show how to do that. And it's not much to it. Create a Klingon character, and then you have to play the first little ways through the tutorial, not like multiple missions, but the first little way until you get the special recruit item in your inventory that shows you what you need to do to get unlocks. And I may even get a few of the unlocks. There's some easier ones. I seem to remember the Klingon recruit was mostly game stuff. It's been a while since I played my Klingon recruit on my other accounts. So if it's all end-game stuff, probably won't bother with it right now, but I'll show that. And of course, I will go ahead and get my first day of progress in on the event to unlock the stuff, and which will also give me my first day of progress in the event campaign. This will just be a kind of an explanation on that. I'm assuming that this will be start. All of these events that I'm seeing, they all look like those were all last year's events, part of event camp 4. So I guess this is updated and these haven't. I feel like this one is 4. Maybe they've been doing a little longer than I remember. So whatever, this will update. I guess we'll be starting fresh on a brand new spring of events. But the number of events should be, so what we have, 3, 4, 5 events. And I think if you play every day, you can do it. Certainly 4, I think. Maybe not even all the way through 4. Get credit you need. So we'll go ahead and start that just to show how it works. Then we'll be doing that. This is going to be a free to play account. We are definitely going to want what I'm gonna get this. As you can see, like, okay, so we have a KDF recruit. At some point, they'll bring back around the Delta recruit and the Jem'Hadar Dominion Gamma Quadrant recruit and the Temporal Agent. So between the KDF recruit and then the other 3 group / agent, we're definitely going to want multiple T6 ships. I'll be able to start those characters out with the T6 ship and not have to start them from practically nothing. So since store ships and event ships are account unlocked, and premium lockbox promo ships are just per character unlocks. She says the starship. Oh, we'll be bound here. Yeah, this. Same thing with low buy ships. Those are just for that one character, not for the whole account. So we would go with this, obviously, so that I'll play them with T6 ships starting out, scaling as we go, right along. Same principle as getting the mission reward weapons that will scale as we play the game. It's nice to have a ship that scales along with the game, and plus they're just better off in the early game than the ones that they give you. Talk about this. Belabor the point, but thanks everybody for tuning in to stream SSJ4. Signing off. Everybody have a wonderful day. Stream tomorrow. I hope to see you there. If not, please come back on Friday when I will be streaming for sure. Thanks.